Hello, I'm Stan Hall. Welcome to this edition of the Gwinnett Sports Commission's Get in the Game. As you can see today, we're not in the studio as we typically are, but we're here at beautiful TPC Sugarloaf in Duluth to talk about the upcoming PGA Tour Champions Tour event, the Greater Gwinnett Championship. Our guests today are Mike Crawford and Blaine Merritt, both of TPC Sugarloaf. Guys, welcome to the show and thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
It's great to be here.
First of all, congratulations on getting the PGA back to Sugarloaf. I know you guys are excited about this. Tell us a little bit about your feelings when you found out that it was coming back.
Well, we're excited. You know, the community of Sugarloaf and Duluth have been without championship golf now for, what's it been, Mike, 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years.
After, from the Bell South Classic. And so, yeah, we were very excited. I mean, it's a fun time for the community, the city, and the staff here. So, you know, we're very excited to get golf back.
Mike, I guess you being the ground supervisor here, I guess that you had maybe mixed emotions, or were you totally excited as well?
Total excitement. Professional golf is really what we're about, and it's a great thing for us to be able to host that again. It gives our staff something to work toward each year, and for us it was nothing but great things to think about when we're thinking about this coming back. It was fantastic.
Now, guys, having the Bell South AT&T Classic here for a number of years, does that help you a little bit as this one comes forward as far as having some history to pull from and put this event on?
Well, Stan, of course, as you know, I've been on property here for about 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked for the tour for several years and was host to another PGA Tour event that we hosted at another property. And I think that experience does help for me to draw on hosting some type of event in the past. And of course, relying on Mike and the staff that was here during the AT&T will be beneficial to me as well. So yeah, there's not the nervousness of a first-time event, although it's a new event. They're drawing on past experience from hosting events is a big plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the actual dates of this tournament that's coming here?
April 15 through 21
Mm-hmm.
are the actual dates. The competition dates would be 19, 20, and 21. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday would be the actual competition dates.
Now, I'm assuming there's pro-am spots, pro-am events leading up to that.
There are pro-ams. There's pro-ams on Wednesday and Thursday, and there's pro-am spots available as well.
You know, when you think about a PGA event, whether it's a PGA Tour or a Champions Tour event, one of the things that people really like to look forward to is the people that are going to be coming, the professional golfers. Mm-hmm. And I know that I've read this is a pretty strong field and an exciting field that's coming here. Blaine, tell us a little bit about some of the folks that you know that are already committed to the event.
Well, you know, Stan, I'll be closing in on my 50th birthday this summer, so the ones playing in this event I'm much more familiar with than the regular tour now, actually. So, you know, as I watch, you know, I know Tom Watson recently committed. That's a big draw. 8-time major champion is huge. We've got Larry Nelson will play, Corey Pavin will play. Those are just to name a few, but they're recognizable names. Ben Crenshaw, Craig Stadler. I could go on, but people in my age range and younger and older will recognize the names of these guys. Many of them are Hall of Famers, mm-hmm. And quite frankly, they still play some very high level of golf. In fact, there's a few players such as Tom Pernice, who's in our field, who's had opportunities to win regular tour events in the last year, so they'll bounce back and forth. Everybody remembers Tom Watson just, what was it, Mike, 3-4 short years ago?
It was.
Almost won the Masters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sorry, the British Open.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, you know, I guess one of the things that that impressed me when I found out this was going to be a Champions Tour event, and having seen some of them by visiting some of the other tournaments across the country, man, these guys, they really still are strong on the golf. I mean, they play golf very well still.
Yeah, they do. I mean, the yardage is a little bit shorter, but like I said, a lot of the Champions Tour players now compete very well on the regular tour, and quite frankly, there's several of them, such as a Freddie Couples would be a good example, a Vijay Singh who's coming of age, that if they played full time on the regular tour could still chalk up some wins.
Yeah. Mike, I know that you've been involved with TPC Sugarloaf since actually before this course opened up.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about the history of all we see around us here this morning.
Well, the property originally consisted of over 2,000 acres, and it was split up a little bit after the construction started and Sugarloaf Parkway came into the picture. It wasn't there when this property actually began. But I've actually been here for 18 years now, started when the golf course was under construction. Crescent Resources was the developer that came in and built the subdivision and the golf course itself at that time. And things have really evolved over time. Greg Norman was the designer of the golf course, spent a tremendous amount of time here during the construction of the facility. He was here about 25 times actually during construction, which for an architect of his caliber is pretty unheard of. He really had a lot of hands-on work on this facility, and you see him throughout the golf course in the way that he likes to play the game and the way that it fits his eye. A lot of the golf course in his eye resembled two places that he loves to play golf. One of those is Augusta National, and the other is Royal Melbourne in Australia. And he used a lot of those design elements throughout the golf course as he was going around and making decisions on what he wanted to do. So pretty neat from that standpoint.
Now, you know, a lot of people are probably like me as far as the turf and the sod and all those things that you have complete interest in. For us, as long as it's green, that's all we need to hear. But tell us a little bit about the preparation of what we see as far as the condition of this course.
Yeah, things changed a little bit for us this year. The last 4 years, we've actually not overseeded the golf course. And by overseeding, what we do is we plant ryegrass in the fall, and it's green and keeps the golf course green and playable all winter long. But we've not done that for the last 4 years. But with having an early season event of this caliber, we have to put the overseeding in so that we have great playing conditions early in the year. And with a mid-April tournament date, ryegrass is absolutely in its glory at that time. It's perfect. So we put that in last fall, and we're actually maturing it and getting it ready for the event, and it's coming in great, and things are really on track to be fantastic for the event.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the specifics of this course. I know that when I keep hearing about the comparisons from the PGA Tour to the Champions Tour, there's always some distance that they keep talking about. What is the distance of this course, if you will?
Well, from the back tees, we play at 73.59. I think it can play all the way back. That 7,359 yards is a lot of golf course, especially for the average player. Even for professionals now, I mean, that's back there. There are golf courses that play a little bit longer. We expect that this will probably play somewhere around 7,100 yards, 7,150.
It's not short.
Not short at all by any means. A little shorter than it would play for the regular tour, but a little shorter than what they play out there. But these guys hit it a long way.
Yeah, they still hit it a long way.
And we've been around the golf course a couple of times now with the PGA Tour, Champions Tour rules officials, and they're getting in their minds how they want to set the golf course up for play, and a lot of the tees that they'll be playing were the same tees they played for the AT&T Classic when it was here.
Now, this is a 36-hole course, is that correct?
We're actually 27 holes.
Okay,
We've got the 18-hole championship golf course that the tournament's played on, that was the original 18 that was built. And then 5 years later, in the summer of 2000, we opened up what we call our Pines 9, which is a third 9, which is a regulation championship 9 as well. So we've got a lot of flexibility having those 27 holes out here.
Now, Mike, will all of the holes be utilized as far as the tournament is concerned?
In the tournament itself, it will only be the championship, original championship holes, 9s that we call the Stables and Meadows 9. So that's the same golf course that they played for the AT&T Classic. The Pro-Ams actually will incorporate that third 9 into them. So they will be used. Some of the pros will play over there, but it won't be played in the competition itself.
Blaine, other than the course, obviously, a facility such as this, we have a beautiful clubhouse that we can see here behind us. Tell us a little bit about what all you have here other than just the course itself, because there's certainly a lot more than that. So.
Yeah, well, our facilities include, almost a 70,000 square foot clubhouse with banquet facilities, a golfer's grill, another lounge area for different types of dining. Less than a par 5 away, we've got a sports center that has some exercise facility, 14 tennis courts, an aquatic center. As Mike mentioned, we've also got 27 holes, which is 9 holes more than your standard facility. So yeah, we've got a lot of activities here, a lot of room to do different things.
Yeah, I was reading a little bit about the complex before I came over today, and I read that y'all were actually recognized as recently as 2008 as one of the top 100 residential courses in the country. So that says a lot about the area here. So it
does. That Sugarloaf is a special place. Stan, you've been around here a lot, and it's nice homes. It's a nice neighborhood. The club is part of that. That we feed off of each other, both the neighborhood and the golf facility. But we're definitely the centerpiece of the community, and proud of that distinction.
And the practice facility, Mike, what is it about?
It is our practice facility. We actually have 2 acres of practice tee, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
Without a PGA Tour event or a Champions Tour event of the caliber that we have, most facilities just don't have that kind of space to be able to practice on. So it gives us a lot of flexibility there. We have 4 different practice greens that we have, 2 chipping greens, 2 putting greens. We have a back teaching area that can be used for private teaching. There's just a lot of great things about that facility and its size that you don't see at a typical facility.
Yeah, Mike, now you better than any of us know these holes out here. And Blaine, you've been here 4 months now and you've played it several times. Mike, I guess it's according to who you talk to, what's the toughest hole out here?
Ooh, the toughest hole, probably number 9. Number 9 is a very, very difficult hole. From the professional tee, it's a par 4, 473 yards. It's all the golf hole you want, with a creek running all the way down the right side of the hole. The green is perched right next to the creek, so not only is your drive hitting into a challenging landing zone, but then you're hitting into a green that's protected well with bunkers, front right and left, and then you also have that creek on the right. So it typically every year during the AT&T Classic played as the toughest hole in the golf course.
Number 1 played really hard last Friday, by the way.
You're saying either one of them will humble you pretty quick,
We've
right?
got several golf holes that will challenge your game.
Absolutely.
It's-
So
yeah.
you've played it. What do you think, Blaine? Is that a tough one?
Yeah, it is a very hard golf course. I mean, you've got to hit the one characteristic of this golf course throughout that I've noticed is that there's just no room to bail on hardly any holes. Most golf courses you've got trouble left, but you can bail right. And on this golf course, there's just not many holes where you have a lot of outs. You've got to stand up there and you've got to hit the tee shot. And then when you get to the green, your job's not finished. If you hit a green in regulation, there's no guarantee of a 2-putt. Number 1's a good example. I've played probably half a dozen times since I've been here, and a couple of weeks ago I hit it on the front right of one. The pin was back left, and I felt fortunate if I could lag it within 6 or 8 feet. So it's a hard golf course.
Is it?
Yeah.
Stan, I think a great thing about that, though, about the golf course, is that it can play as hard as you'd like it to play, but we've got some flexibility there with tee boxes that we have that can accommodate most any golfer that we have
Pin
come to the
placements as
facility.
well. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a member-friendly golf course in that respect, but we can also, because of the tees that we have that are farther back and the length, we can really test any caliber of golfer in the world.
Well, you know, I've had the opportunity to talk to a lot of the golfers that are coming out here in the past few weeks, preparing for them to arrive, and I asked them the same question I asked you. I said, what do you think about the course? And every one of them almost unanimously said, man, that's a tough course.
Yeah.
But then they immediately said, but that's why I like it so
Yeah.
much, because it's so challenging, and every time I go out there's a different challenge for me. And I can tell you guys, and you probably know it as well, they're so excited to come back out here after being gone for 4 years.
That's
They're
great.
very excited about it.
No,
That's fantastic.
We're excited too. Stan, one other thing I might add too. Some people don't recognize this, but us being a TPC, we're actually owned and operated by the PGA Tour.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
we're and Mike will attest to this, but when we build a TPC, one of the things we take into consideration is that it's spectator friendly, and the spectator
Right,
mounts
that's
and
right.
things like that. So that's one of the advantages we have about being with being a TPC is we actually were designed to host these type of events. We had that in mind with the design and the construction process. So
Yeah. Okay.
kind of nice.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Mike, I want to talk to you and Blaine both about, now that we know that this event is coming, some of the preparation that goes into it and get ready for that first tee shot.
Sure.
We're here today at beautiful TPC Sugarloaf in Duluth talking about the Greater Gwinnett Championship that's coming here April the 15th through the 21st. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
The Greater Gwinnett Championship, presented by Mitsubishi Electric Cooling and Heating, is coming to TPC Sugarloaf April 17th through the 21st. For tickets and more information, visit GreaterGwinnettChampionship.com.
Something new makes its way to the city of Atlanta. A city already rich in golf history welcomes the legends of the game. Like Freddie Boom Boom Couples, Fred Funk, and Larry Nelson. The PGA Tour has been crowning their season's best in the Jewel of the South for years at the Tour Championship.
Brett Snedeker is the 2012 Tour Championship winner.
But now, it's their turn.
And it feels like I'm just too close to love you, so I'll be on my way.
This might go down as one of the best shots I have ever seen.
In dramatic fashion, Tom Watson.
So I'll be on my way.
Oh my.
All eyes will turn to the Champions Tour at TPC Sugarloaf, as each player will vie to become the first ever Greater Gwinnett Championship winner. Set to play April 15th to the 21st, 2013.
Welcome back to the show. We're here today at TPC Sugarloaf, and we're talking about the PGA Tour Champions Tour event. The Greater Gwinnett Championship is coming in April. And guys, before the break, we were talking a little bit about the history of the course, but let's talk about Gwinnett County as well. How important is this for Gwinnett County to bring a professional sporting event back to TPC Sugarloaf?
Well, I'll defer to Mike here in a second, but just my experience with these type of events, Stan, it's not just the spectator part, but you have a lot of traveling, a lot of hospitality dollars, restaurants, hotels, whatnot. It's healthy for the area, and of course, I've been so impressed with Gwinnett County since being here. It's a very progressive county, a very positive county, and it's a good thing all the way around.
Mike, what do you think about that?
Well, I've actually lived in this county for 23 years now. I'm a transplant from the Midwest, but I've lived here for a long time, and actually this is home for me now, and my wife and I have raised our kids here, and for us, having this event, having it to contribute to the local economy, which in turns help everything grow. The schools are great. All of the things that this tournament can do to help improve and enhance the living conditions in this county, I think, is fantastic for all of us that live here.
Well, and then the obvious thing that it does for Gwinnett County, I believe, is that it's going to be televised by the Golf Channel, the 3 days of the professional tournament. And do you know the times on that, Blaine?
On Friday, it's I think the coverage starts at maybe split coverage at 12:30 and 3 o'clock, and then Saturday and Sunday is around 3:30. And it's live. That's important. Not all Champions Tour events are live. Some are tape delayed. This one's live coverage.
So it's great for Gwinnett that we'll have that live. The whole nation has a chance to put the spotlight on Gwinnett and
Worldwide.
TPC Sugarloaf.
Worldwide,
exactly.
worldwide television.
Absolutely
That's
right. So Mike, you find out that you're having a PGA event come back to Sugarloaf, and you talked a little bit before the break about the overseeding. What all has to be done to put one of these things on from your perspective?
Well, we have a lot of things that we need to think about.
And we can see behind us now that some of it's already taken place really a month out on our tape date.
Right,
from the
that's
tournament.
right. So not only agronomically for us do we have to think about the things that we need to do to prepare for the event, because we are preparing for a competition that's played on a living plant, basically.
Right.
With turf grass growing out there. But there are logistics involved with skyboxes and things that are set up, and we're very fortunate from that standpoint. The tournament itself handles a lot of the behind the scenes installation and all the planning with the skyboxes and those kind of things. So I don't have to do a tremendous amount of work with that, but we coordinate together to make sure that everything is put in the right spot, that when a stake is driven, we don't hit an irrigation line, those kind of things. But from our standpoint, our main focus really is on the competitive aspects of the facility. We do a tremendous amount of work with the bunkers that are on the golf course, the sand, to make sure that all of that's in order and good proper depths and everything is great there. The turf conditions themselves, that's probably our main focus. That's what the game is played on. Game of golf is played on grass.
Absolutely.
And so that's our main focus, is making sure that everything is in order there, and it takes months of preparation. Sometimes it can, when you see a golf course on TV every week and it looks perfect, well, you say, well, all of them are like that. It takes a lot of work, a lot of preparation, and months of planning to make all of that happen. And so we're doing that several months in advance and going through all of those motions and processes to make sure that it's ready for that 1 week for the live stage that we'll have.
That's right. And of course, Blaine, you know, making sure that it's a fantastic fan experience, if you will. What we see here today literally it won't even look like this on tournament day. There'll be tents up and everything, and I know that you guys, as well as the tournament, wants to make sure that people come and enjoy themselves while they're here.
No, absolutely. That's our focus the week of the tournament. In fact, that's what it's all about. It's making sure we have a great fan experience so they'll come back again next year. And then making sure the players and their families have a great experience so they'll come back again next year. And that's how you build on a good event.
Well, now let me put you both on the spot just a little bit. Mike, I'll start with you. You've seen the old AT&T Classics, and you know these golfers. Is there a front runner in your mind about who you would, if you were a betting man, who you might pull for to win this event? You know,
there's some similarities between this golf course and Augusta National. As I'd mentioned before, we're only about 2.5 hours apart. Geographically, things are very similar. A guy named Freddie Couples.
I've heard of him.
Plays pretty well over there at Augusta, and we're very hopeful that he's going to be here at this event. And I think if he plays here, I think that he'd have a pretty darn good shot of taking away the first trophy.
Well, you know, and also one of the guys coming before you make your prediction is Rocco Mediate, and he won his first Champions Tour event this year right out of the chute. What do you think? Has he got a shot at it?
Yeah, he does. He does. Rocco's played good late in his career, obviously on the regular tour, and has a really good shot. I'll have to go with my heart and pick a guy by the name of Lauren Roberts, because Lauren's a friend of mine, and if he sees this show and sees that I didn't pick him, I'd be in trouble. So I'm going to pick Lauren Roberts.
Well, it's probably a safe pick for you.
Safe pick.
Guys, if there's people watching today who want tickets to this event, how do they get tickets?
Well, you can log on to www.greatergwinnettchampionship.com and have the availability to purchase individual tickets there, group tickets, clubhouse badges, as well as an opportunity to volunteer. We still have some volunteer spots available.
Absolutely, and the volunteers, as we all know, are of vital importance to putting on an event like this, and I think that I'd heard that they need about 700-800 folks. So if there's folks watching today and you are interested in being up close and personal in a PGA Tour Champions Tour golf event, this is the place to do it, and you'll be right there with them. So we hope that some people watching today will join in with us.
And Stan, I'll add to that, I can grant you won't have that opportunity next year, because the volunteers that volunteer this year, they'll all sign up next year. So it wouldn't surprise me if there was a waiting list for volunteers next year, because they have a great time.
Now, the other thing that we need to let people watching today know is about parking. There is no on-site parking for this event. Tell us about how that's going to take place.
Parking is at the Gwinnett Center, and it's free parking, and there's shuttles from the Gwinnett Center to here. I think it'll be less than my guess would be less than the 25 minutes to half hour from the time you park to the time you're watching golf. So it'll be a quick turnaround time.
And I think the key word you said there was free parking.
It is free parking.
Yeah, so.
Yes. Yep.
Well, guys, I just want to thank you for visiting with us today to talk about this great tournament and talk about this great course. We're all excited about the partnership that's coming together on it, and we appreciate your time today.
Thanks for having us.
Pleasure to be here.
That's all the time we have today. If you have questions or comments about today's show or ideas for future shows, you can contact us at the email address or the phone number shown at the end of the show. Thanks for being with us. I'm Stan Hall. See you next time on Get in the Game.